What happened to my nose? It's a long story. What's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. My name is Jorge, aka George. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my life. Big shout out to Troy Stewart for sponsoring this video. I apologize for taking so long. It's been a roller coaster of a month. A lot happening. You don't even know. You don't even know the half of it, of what I'm dealing with daily. No, it's actually not that bad. But you know, just stuff happening. So, Tim Minchin, Mitsubishi Colt. We're continuing on Tim. I have reacted to him previously. I'll put up a playlist at the end in case you guys want to check it out. So Mitsubishi, I believe, is a car brand based on my quick research here. I think they're Japanese. And so that was a car. I don't know what, if this is exactly what he's referring to, but from what I can see, it is a car. That's the extent of it. So we're gonna get into the video. What do we have here? Tim Minchin's cool beat poem that mixes funky lounge jazz with an old favorite, with an ending that can only possibly end one way. Knuckle sandwich. Okay. All right. So we're gonna check it out. Grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on. Let's go. Battery about 90%. My headphones are telling me. That's pretty good. Okay.
Hi, thanks. Have a problem with stockbrokers? Is there any stockbrokers in the audience? I don't want to upset you. I don't have a problem with the job you do. I'm not even entirely sure what it is. But my problem is a grammatical issue. Because broke is the past tense of break, so strictly, I don't think you can have a broker. Like, I don't call myself a singer. This is a song about the conversation I had with a stockbroker in a pub once. It's actually a beat poem. Cool, huh?
A beat poem.
It's called Mitsubishi Colt. He looks at me intensely, eyes sparkle, contact lens green with artificial envy. Cocks his head and fixes me with a condescending stare, flicks his bleached blonde-tipped hair and theorizes thus. You know what I reckon? Pause for effect. Adjusts his tackle as if it's semi-erect. I figure I better give him what I know he expects. What do you reckon? A hand on the shoulder, an avuncular wink, sips his lemon drink, spits out the pips, hands on hips, licks his lips like a wolf near a flock. Yet again adjusting this fantasy cock, he delivers his philosophy. I reckon it don't matter. It don't mean squat what you earn or what you got or the style of your hair or what you wear. It matters not. I mean, what do you care that I live on a hill with views of the beach, that my chicks and my dogs have an ensuite bathroom each, that I've already reached my first 10 million and I'm only 36? You're as thick as two bricks if you think you can fix what is broken your life with money. And the funny thing is, and I shit you not, I would give it all up like that. He leaves me to ponder his wisdom for a bit, and with a click of his fingers he beckons the blondost, bimboest barmaid, and grinning ridiculously orders a G&T and a beer for me. And before I can escape, he's back saying, "'Cause mate, the thing is, all that crap, it's all superficial, it's all just our front. I mean, anyone can be a rich cunt, but the thing we all want can't be bought with dosh. You know what I mean, boss? 'Cause it's not like you give a toss that when I want to get
There's so much going on. I'm reacting to this, but I'm paying close attention because it's a very filled story, so I'm trying to get all the contents here. I'll talk about it at the end.
I've got mosh, you know what I mean, boss? 'Cause it's not like you give a toss that when I want to get slim, I've got my own private gym and a personal trainer called Danielle or fucking Darlene. She's got tits like those chicks in Playboy magazine. And it's not like you care that I own a controlling share of an overseas company that builds accounting software. It matters not one bit. I mean, who gives a shit if I earn 600 grand and drive a brand new Land Rover? You know, I'd hand it all over like that. He pauses for a beat long enough for me to retreat to a seat and sit elbow on bar and contemplate this guru with his white teeth and his big car and ponder silently my belief that genius comes in many forms and that this postulating peroxided porn star prick ain't one of them. My speculation cut short as he reforms like Terminator 2, and before I have time to abort, he descends upon me and snorts. I guess what I'm trying to say, in my own little way, is that I reckon musos and artists and that, well, I reckon they're great. I know some people who reckon you guys just sit on your bums and don't get out of bed till the pizza man comes and smoke cones and take crack and whack off all day, but I don't care what they say. And I don't listen to people who say all actors are gay. Not that I don't think that's okay. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, although it's not my bag, if you want to be a fag, you know? I mean, who am I to say where you come and where you go in the privacy of your own homo? Homo. Homo. He's shitting me now. And my eyes start to glaze, and through the haze of my anger, I notice his G&T is gone, and he's starting to dribble as he dribbles on and fucking on. But you musos are alright. I don't know much about music, but I know what I like, and I reckon I'll give it all in to be like you, Jim. Because you might be poor in monetary terms, but what you earn spiritually, what makes you what you are, just means so much more than what you'll get from a really nice car, or a tennis court, or holidays in Greece, or a house on the beach, or stock market shares, or 31 pairs of Calvin Klein underwear. Do you understand? You are a wealthy man, and mate, I don't want to piss in your pocket, but I gotta say, before I get on my way, that honestly, and I'm not having you on, I reckon one day you could play piano as good as Elton John. The cops are still mingling, though the crowd shuffled out. I've got ice on my hand, where my fist met his mouth. And although I explained that it wasn't my fault, I have an $800 fine for aggravated assault. So before it gets worse, I reckon I'll bolt. A wealthy man in a 1981 Mitsubishi Colt.
This was insane. I mean, the level of difficulty to be able to pull that off, that storytelling, it was so fast. It was witty. There was a lot of timing in there. And of course, the comedic effect. You have to connect with the crowd while playing the piano and remembering all this. It's so impressive. At this point, I'm just repeating myself. Every time I see a team video, I'm just like, this is extremely impressive. But maybe this might be the most impressive in terms of difficulty. First things first, we hit the like. I am subscribed, and I have a link of the original video down in the description below. He painted such a vivid picture, but it was also super fast. You know what I'm saying? Compared to others, it was like I said in the middle. I'm paying attention here. I can't even blink or anything, because you miss it for a second, and then it's like 2 lines go by, right? And also with his accent, I had to pay a little bit extra attention, because it's a bit difficult, right? But wow. So what I can gather here, my summary, if you will, is that yes, he was at a bar. He met some guy that was a successful businessman, a broker, and the guy was being sort of egotistical, cocky, just talking too much, talking out of his beep. And Tim had enough, right? It was just like, yeah, I'm listening to you, but you're saying some things that are not adding up. Like at the end, when he was going into the homo thing, where I think the broker said, like, all artists are, you know, gay and stuff like that. And he was being very annoying. It was like I could feel the annoyingness through Tim's, you know, rendition of this. Like he was going back into that moment. I mean, at least, you know, that's what he's selling. And yeah, I was like, man, if I was talking to this guy at the bar, I would have walked away. I would have done the same thing. Just a guy going off about his good life, vacations in Greece, and having all this money, making $10 million by 36, and just, you know, what you'd expect, tennis courts and all this fancy stuff, high society living. While Tim, on the other hand, right, as a musician, as an artist, you struggle to get by. You know, most, unless you get to the top, then you're all set. But like 99% of all artists out there, and that's a big umbrella, right? I'm saying musicians, I'm saying painters, I'm saying, you know, like people in fine arts, actors, just everyone is sort of struggling because it's a tough competitive industry, and overall art isn't rewarded as much as other professions, I would say, in general. So like from what I gather, Tim is just like, you know, maybe he was performing at the bar or something, and you know, he's just doing his job, and then this guy comes in and starts, you know, just blabbering about having a good life, until, you know, he just couldn't take enough, and he punched him. He punched him, and he got a fine, but I think it was worth it. And then at the end, it all ties to that Mitsubishi Colt. It's interesting that he, you know, titled the song that. Maybe it's just so you could remember it well. I think that's catchy, because now I'm going to, for sure, like when I think about this title, I'm gonna think about the guy, the stockbroker, owning. Well, now, you know, I'm tripping at this point. This car, which I guess back then, was it a luxurious car? He said it was like a 1981 model. Well, maybe back in the day. Mitsubishi Colt, let me look it up. 1980. Let's see what we get. Maybe for the time, it was like a nice car that would represent status. Although, like, looking at it now, it doesn't look like, you know, it was such a big deal. But well, anyway, yeah, this is a video that, you know, I have to watch like 10 times to process the full story, because there were doubles in there, like double meanings, and just different things that he was saying, that, you know, it's like you have to, yeah, it's like they represent multiple definitions and can go different ways. So he's very smart with the word, and like I said, how do you memorize this and perform it this well, especially with that timing, because it has to have this such a specific, like it says in the description, what is it, like funky lounge jazz timing. To me is very difficult. It's not like electronic music, right, where it's always like or pop, or even rock, something like that, where it kind of keeps a steady beat. With this, it's like it's very quirky, it switches up. So I think it's yeah, it's super impressive, and like I didn't even notice one mistake. Wow. Okay. Yeah, like I said, this is a lot. I have to go back and watch it again, but super amazing storytelling and everything else that I've mentioned before. It's just like he's the full package when it comes to entertainment. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hit the like, subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.